Hello, hello, shining ones. How are we? I am loving my hair. I'm trying not to burn the place down, I should say. Just burning some bay leaves and lavender. That is my smudge mix that I like to use. Here we go. If you want to know the effects of them, look it up on Mrs. Google or whatever platforms. Oh yay, smash. I love smoke cleanse, a good smoke cleanse in true shaman styles. Anyway, but lavender and bay leaves, why do I use that? These are the two things that came to me through my intuition, through me. Not through any other guide or anyone, but the guide is me. And so I've been doing this. So yeah, if you want, you can look it up, or you can follow your intuition and see what herbs come up for you. And just ask the question and see what happens. Anyway, Saturday here today, Saturday afternoon, I am doing this video to share about my amazing week. And, these are certain things that in the past I've not done, specifically because I've gone, oh my God, I've done all these other things, all these good things, and I don't want to share with people because people are going through some stuff, like their own things, worried about, jealousy or jinx or whatever, right? But here's the thing. This is what a big self-realization for me has been as to how important it actually is for me to project as a projector in my human design, to put it out there, especially on social media, because the frequency that I am choosing to be in deserves to be shared, because it is here for this human experience, for the everyday human being who knows their divinity. Your divinity is you being truly human and you actually wholeheartedly wanting to be here, right? When I say that, I don't mean that lightly. You can ask yourself the question. If you are not sure, ask yourself the question, show me the truth about me, and then just leave it and see what happens, or if anything happens. Or you can ask yourself the question, do I really want to be here? Because if you don't, or if there's any lag there, then here's the thing, anything you do in your everyday won't stick. It won't be sustainable. It'll only be a matter of time. Anyway, while I'm having this amazing conversation, I am loving my hair. I've got messages coming through, which I need to silence my phone, which I will do very shortly, so the video doesn't glitch. Anyway, I've gone out earlier today and got some amazing lemons and made myself some lovely lemon juice. And look, she must be a crystal priestess if she's got glass straws in the matching vessel. Anyway, that's better. Anyway, so this morning I started off my Saturday with catching up with an amazing soul sister that I have known for a few years, and today was our meeting in person, right? It aligned. So I started my day with that, going out in public and having a coffee, like doing the usual thing that people out in mainstream would do. So these were things that I've never even done, even, through my mainstream days. Anyway, so not only did I do that, but I wholeheartedly went out without the fear of, scarcity of money, of doing this for myself because, something else needs to be paid, or all of that, right? Now, here's the interesting part. All of this aligned for me, not because I'm under a program or I've got a coach or I've got a mentor. All of this happened for me because I found not only my alignment, but I have chosen to be sovereign, right? So sovereignty is different to your alignment. So this is where people need to also consider and get clear with themselves, right? What do you class as your alignment? Because if you are always seeking alignment, you're always seeking something, right? Think about it that way. And that means that you're always trying to reach a goal, right? But sovereignty is when you know you're in alignment, you know yourself enough, and you trust yourself enough to know that whatever happens in the day, in that moment, right, you got you. Like, so that self-trust comes from you trusting yourself, you not seeking answers outside of you, like even social media and all of that, right? So this is where sovereignty, true sovereignty is, where no matter what happens out there, you know you got you know that whatever decision you make in that moment, you will respond to life consciously. You're not going to react, right? So anyway, back to my amazing week. So I like to switch things up. The other day I went for a walk down to one of the units that I look after, and I decided to take the anti-clockwise, I should say, route to what I normally do. And as I was walking down, the path that I normally would come back from, so I'm starting there, and there was a couple of little pinks that I got for people, and I sort of was like, oh, what's that? Because I wasn't even thinking about them, right? So it must be something in the field, because I know I'm connected to the field. So anyway, as I carry on to where I'm going, do what I need to, buy myself an ice cream, treat myself to an ice cream, and as I'm walking back the street where normally I'd be going that way, as I'm walking back, I see a friend of mine who I haven't seen for a while, and she's standing there, and we start talking, and then she tells me that she said to me, did you know that you won something? And I was like, what? So 2 weeks ago, I randomly just did this competition. I never join competitions or anything anymore, right? And I randomly just did that, and yeah, so I have a $50 voucher waiting for me at one of the shops here in town, which corresponds and will actually resource me to actually set me up as an extra bit for bits and pieces for a very, very, very important and special venture work-wise that is starting for me in about a week's time. So that happens, right? So I'm like, oh, yay. And then I come home and, that elevates me. And see, this elevation or this feeling, right, from things going right for me, all these surprises, right, they are different to what I have experienced in the past when I've had manifestations per se, or good things like that happen while I've been under a coach or under the help of someone else. It was quite interesting, but not only the feels from it, but what would happen is that whatever that manifestation would come through the co-creation, in that instant when I was with another sort of thing, that, in my experience, it wasn't being able to be sustained, or I always attached some sort of outcome or some sort of attachment, this is how it should be, or this is how long it should be, right? But whereas these things happening in my daily, right, the daily alignments becoming a normal thing, leading to self-sovereignty, right, is what doesn't give me any sort of lag in or any attachment where I'm like, oh yeah, this needs to happen all the time, or that expectation, right? So that's what I'm trying to also share. So for those that are going to be watching this and being a hater, so I'm going to be talking in mainstream lingo, because here's the thing, just because I had my big realization of self, right, and I'm in awareness now, and I went down the spiritual path, right, like most people, right, as soon as you do that or say that, everyone thinks you're love and light, right? But here's the thing, there are people like me that are out here, right, in the normal everyday life that are in awareness. This doesn't mean that we won't call out how it is, right? So if you are someone that has been part of my story and you are watching this and you are going to be hating on, all the good things that are happening for me, or you're going to look at it from that perspective, you can back it up. Or here's the thing, I get paid. So every time anyone thinks of me, dreams of me, even mentions my name in any space, dimension, in any timeline, in any lives, in any context, doesn't matter. I am open to receiving payment. So the more you go and hate on me, not only are you gaining your own karma, and it shows a lot about you, but I have coded it that I will get paid. And if you are someone like me and you want to try this out, do it. Just put it out there and just be like, if anyone even says my name, I get paid. And then just don't worry about it. Because, if it's not going to work, then why are you going to be attaching yourself to an outcome, right? So just do it and see what happens. Because here's the thing. No one, everything out there, outside of you, information is a system. It's a program. Spirituality was created initially to cause separation. In my 5 years, I've gone from one end of the spectrum to the other, and this is the reason why consciousness has come to this point for people like myself that are here to call it out as it is, because we are in quantum, in now time, right? Whatever you make a decision of, the cause and effect is not something here and then years down the track. It will bounce back to you. And there's people like me that are part of the field, on that energetic field, that are tethered to the field, and we will know somehow, right? Because that's how the universe works. The universe does not judge. The universe reflects back what you are inside. So now that I have addressed that, and this video is getting on, what I would also like to share with people is that any information that you see, hear, or seek outside, I'm not going to be hypocritical, right? I look for information too, right? I've done it. I've done all the research. And if you are wanting some sort of information, get hold of me. I kid you not, right? You don't even have to believe me. You can test it out. Get hold of me. Send me a message if you genuinely want to know information about anything. I don't care. Mainstream, spiritual, energetics, like something to do at home, a DIY thing, whatever it is, test me out, because I like to test these things, because I put it out to the universe, and if it doesn't work, well, I'll be writing that down, right? Because here's the thing. As someone who's here now in my full power, ready to fully show up, today I actually verbalized to the soul sister that I caught up with also, and this was my first time verbalizing, that for 8 years that I've been here in Whangamata, through time and all the stages I've gone through, there was one thing that always kind of like was a theme, that I've been hiding. I've been hiding my full power, or I've been hiding the full spectrum, right? For whatever reason, a fear of something. But today, when I verbalized it to her, and this is the first time this has come up, the fear all this time while I've been hiding is, of course, all those layers I uncovered. But fundamentally, it's because I won't be believed. People won't believe what I'm sharing, right? But here's the interesting part, right? When you are at this stage, like myself, when a lot has happened, and when you choose you and to be here to actually create wholeheartedly, not just for yourself, but knowingly that your life now matters. What you do now matters, no matter how crap life is. You need to choose to make a decision, not think about it and then go, oh no, something else happened. You need to action it, because as soon as you do that, the field catches on. Because if you think about it, that's how mind control happens, right? I've been someone who's been there, right? And I chose me, and guess what? It happened. I unhooked, and here I am.